This is so nice to come to you all live in this way again. It's just been so long. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jeanette. My friends and family call me Jin. I hope you'll call me Jin. And I'm here as a certified detox specialist, ready to serve in any way I can. And I have my fellow detox specialist and friend, Pascal, with me today. Hey, Pascal, how are you?
Hey Jen, I'm doing fine. It's good to be
Woohoo!
here.
Oh my God, it's so good to have you. I've so missed your presence in my life, Pascal. You've been pretty busy. I've been pretty busy. And it's just so good to get together with like-minded souls. Not only do you have the regenerative detox background, you're just such a highly spiritual and loving being, and I think you're encompassing a lot of these healing aspects, embracing that divine feminine as the divine masculine that you are. So this is so nice. Thank you, Pascal.
Thank you. Thanks for that.
It's my
And
pleasure. I'm so happy to be back, guys. If you're catching us live here, let us know your questions on regenerative healing, regenerative detoxification. We're here to serve in any way we can. This community is serving me so, so well. We did this spring reset recently. How fun was that, Pascal? Did you enjoy the spring reset?
you mean the fast we did?
Yes, the juice
That
cleansing.
that was awesome. I needed that.
Holy Lord. It's so good, hey?
We should do another one. I was gonna suggest that we do one like every 2 weeks because I need to get back on track.
Oh my God, I'd love to catch up and learn more.
Oh, yeah. Well, sorry. It's just fun because for me, um, I struggle with transitioning between fasting and the the cooked foods, right? Um, Ideally, I'd love to be a raw all the time. Unfortunately, um, I've tried it, and I can't seem to function in our acidic environment, which is, working 9 to 5. Um, the people, the atmosphere, you go out in the street, it's acidic and all this stuff. But my point is uh, transitioning between a little bit of cooked foods to fasting and then back again. If I picture myself getting better at this, and specifically, I mean breaking the fast, getting better at breaking the fast, you know.
Absolutely. Yes, I just call them little mistakes, you know. Every time I kind of break the fast in not the best way. I know that Candy and Kuba recently, guys, did a beautiful live here in the group, in the Raw Reset private Facebook group. So if you're not in that group yet, maybe you're catching this on some other social media platform, let us know, send a DM. This is very important. This is information. It's so key. Like Pascal, you were saying, like breaking the fast is so huge, and we recommend high fruit if you've been on juices, and actually just breaking it slowly with some salads. Don't be going all into the nuts and all the heavy chemistry. You guys can refer to that video in the group because that was really in depth about this. And man, am I feeling inspired after this call with Dr. Morse yesterday. He's just a living legend, guys. Like, seriously, I was told I would live the rest of my life in chronic pain after a C-spine injury and a degenerative condition in my jaw joint, leaving all this fascia and connective tissue in the neck inflamed. And I just was like, I was prescribed oxycodone, and I was so scared because I come from addiction as a teenager that I healed. And I didn't want to go down this path where I would love this pain medication so much. I just know myself as an Aries woman. This addictive personality is definitely something I've always battled with. And so being with Dr. Morse yesterday on a call, the man who completely changed my life for the better, all of his information about eating high fruits, high raw, changed my life. The botanicals, getting on his cellular botanicals. Honestly, guys, I didn't have to do any painkillers. I just went heavy into the diet and lifestyle changes. And that's what one ought to do when they're suffering. It doesn't matter if you're not going through pain. If it's any health issue, it's the same protocol. And some people get down on him, after 45 years of helping people to heal naturally, he's still got the haters out there, getting down on him on, oh, why is it the same protocol for everybody? And, oh, have you had somebody, heal this specific bone in this specific location of their body? And, he's seen like spinal cord injuries repaired. We have people in our community, a dear friend and sister who reconnected her spine. It was severed in 7 spots. And she's in this group too, and would be thrilled to help any of you guys. So just reach out. We're here for you. Being with 350 people on the call with Dr. Morse yesterday, it just revitalizes you to be around people who are wanting to learn and wanting to grow and wanting to heal and have vitality. So we missed you on there yesterday, Pascal. I know you've been pretty busy. We'll
Yeah.
see you on
Well,
maybe the next one.
sure. Yeah, that'd be
Yay.
nice. I just wanted to mention how um, uh, the mind wants to complicate things, right? And we love to categorize everything into these small little individual sections when simplicity is key. And when we look at nature, it's all simplicity. It's very complex, but um, simplicity is there. And when it comes to healing, hey, just get on the fruit diet.
Yes.
And some people it's just they still don't get it, which is fine because that's the way it is. But we need to get our minds out of the way so that because when I discovered Dr. Morse, his message, it was intuitive, right? It's, I felt it. I felt it. It made sense, but I felt it in my heart as well. And I think that's why people gravitate to Dr. Morse and just fruits and veggies, right? Just wanted
Yes.
to mention that.
That's perfect. Yeah, simplicity is the key. And that's why there aren't a million different protocols for all different ailments. We're one species, you hit it right on
Yeah,
the head. And
there
it's,
is for uh, a lot the doctors, because if you got a problem, you go see 15 different experts and they'll tell you each 15 different things. So, and I
got a
know
specialist for everything now.
a lot of your viewers, a lot of the viewers here and people in this group, they know because they've been through it. In fact, I know my cousin, they took her colon out. I remember her going back and forth between hospitals and trying to find, all these doctors were saying different things. Another friend of mine, she's my age, she's in her early 30s, and they can't find anything. So she found a Facebook group with people around the world with the same symptoms.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
so
Well, that's the first step in her journey. And like the biggest point to come back to is that there's one diet and it's species specific. We're one species. And oh, it's just the most beautiful thing, because even being on that call with Dr. Morse yesterday, and all of these people are asking these questions, and without him sounding repetitive, right? It's like he wants to just say, it's high fruit, guys. It's like, put yourself on grapes for 40 days, put yourself on Concord grape juice for 60 days. Like, it's about working with the living foods that actually nourish us and that give us the electricity to actually turn things on and start getting things to function in the way that they're supposed to be, because so many of us have glands that are just turned off. A lot of people talking about thyroid issues on the call yesterday, and we have a beautiful dear one in the group who healed this on this program. And she was told she'd be on medication the rest of her life. Dr. Morse so kindly reminds us that the pituitary sits up top as the master gland controlling everything, and that it needs electricity. It needs the botanicals. All of these glands can be cleansed and strengthened. So that's what we're here to help you guys with. If you're catching us here on this live, let us know your questions. We're so happy to serve you in this way. So nice to come together in community with like-minded souls who want to heal naturally, who aren't convinced that the medical system is a healing system. They know better. So this is so wonderful. I'm not sure if you're seeing any questions on your end, Pascal. Mine doesn't seem to show any just yet.
Let me refresh the page here.
We encourage you all. Let us know questions, comments about your detox journey, healing journey.
There's one comment. Jacqueline is just saying, loving the excitement.
Oh, Jacqueline, we love you. You are so loved. Actually, yesterday I did this whole heart chakra series with my sound therapist, and I just feel like this heart is just beaming green, beautiful light. So that's going your way, Jacqueline. To all of you out there who are healing, sending you so much love and light. Ultimately, the message I got from Dr. Morse yesterday, other than fruits and botanicals, to summarize that whole call, we were on for 3 hours together with 350 people at one point, is that we are all just expressions of love. This divine love is just expressing itself in a multitude of different ways. And, this is why we just want to be and give love. And this is part of this healing journey, because it's self-love, and then giving that to others once we have that for ourselves. So the message is beautiful. I'm so happy that you're in this with me, Pascal, with your beautiful open heart, and all that love you have to give. This is so important in these times. I know that people are able to reach out to you, for detox healing, and you're offering coaching over there in Ottawa in person, but also online, distant.
That's right.
Oh, that's so fantastic. We need more dear ones like you. A lot of people on the call yesterday were taking the course through the International School of Healing Arts with Dr. Robert Morse. I highly encourage any of you who are watching to, check out the school. Let us know, just DM if you need a link to that. This is really important information, and it's not easy, he doesn't make it easy for people. Some of the people on the call were saying how challenging level 2 is and all this stuff. And he was laughing. He was like, well, you thought I'd make it easy for you. He's like, we need to know our stuff. So
yeah, exactly.
So it's really so fun. It's so fun to share this knowledge. I hope people know they could reach out and ask questions. I'm so happy to offer one-on-one coaching here in Toronto. Maybe we'll do some group online coaching. If any of you are interested, let us know in the comments. Just drop a heart in the comments, because, group coaching online might be kind of fun. We could have a couple of us certified detox specialists, and maybe 5 or 6 people wanting to jump on the journey and be together in community. I do offer distant as well. It's just with the iridology, you'll have to get me a real good quality, like macro lens image of your irises. That's sometimes the only challenge. Otherwise, we can still get you on the protocols and everything without the iris analysis, you know. Maybe I could share one of the irises I've been looking at these days. I've been helping a beautiful woman who's given me some permission to share that.
Would love to see that.
Yeah, so much fun, Pascal. That's awesome. Let me just pull it up and I could share my screen.
Oh, Kuba posted a question here. What do you think about using sweeteners in lemon water during a juice cleanse? Example, honey, maple syrup.
During a juice cleanse to use maple syrup? Absolutely perfect. What a great question, Kuba. And thanks for being here with us, you fellow detox coach. It's so good to connect with you. I mean, what do you think, Pascal?
Well, it depends which level you're doing this at. You know, if you're just starting out, then you probably use some of the sweeteners. For me, I would put cayenne pepper in there instead.
Ooh, very
just
good.
To make things warmer, you know.
Circulation, yeah. Cayenne is one of the best for circulation.
Yeah, I don't see an issue with that.
I mean, natural sugars, right? Like maple syrup. Some people are a little averse to agave nectar. They noticed that, well, I noticed, and people have affirmed that some companies that are making high fructose corn syrup are making agave nectar. It's like literally the same package, just a different label. So that was a little concerning. It was like, is agave nectar like, because I know it's from a cactus, right? Cactus plant. But is it just like really highly, because they say that it doesn't affect the blood sugars, but like how true is that? Like what if it is similar to high fructose corn syrup? I'm not 100%. I have been having it in my smoothies just because I'm such a lover of flavor. I'm with you, Kuba. I want to add stuff and make it the most delicious. Lately, I've been actually upgraded. I went through some like crazy thing. I wasn't tested, so I can't say it was COVID. Whatever it is, it's like we're shifting into like a higher frequency in 2022. This is like a big portal for change, spiritually speaking, and evolutionarily speaking, if that makes any sense. And it's helped me to adopt all these new habits. So now all of a sudden, and plus the spring reset that we did really helped me adopt like really healthy habits. So I'm no longer on cacao medicine. I don't know if you guys have followed my journey at all, but I was like kind of like addicted to cacao. I was having hot chocolates in the morning. I mean, winter was long here, so you could understand, you know, the need to be warm and cozy with your hot chocolate on your morning walk, right? But it became like an addiction where like I felt like I needed something outside of myself to feel normal. I don't like that. So after going through the spring reset, I went off that. And now after going through this upgrade, whatever that was that I went through, holy Lord, I introduce a smoothie every day, mango, strawberry, banana with a bit of agave nectar, ice and water. I'm loving that. This is really helping to move the bowels first thing in the morning, having that fruit. It's really hydrating. It's also electrical. So it's really lighting up my nervous system, but in a calm, peaceful, energized way, if that makes sense to you. There's a new thing. I'm juicing beets, kale, ginger, lemon, and apple. And even if I have some pears, I'll throw pears in there. And I'm having this whole thing full every day. And I've noticed actually an extra movement in the evening. So I'll eat dinner and then it's like perfect. Like they say the healthiest digestion is when you have a bowel movement after each time you eat. So I really believe that the beets and the juice is really helping me. And I started incorporating that because I felt so dehydrated recently. And I went through all these crazy like cold and flu like symptoms that I was like, okay, I'm going to get back on the juice. And the spring reset really helped me with that too. That's where I learned this recipe, was when we did that together. So very exciting times, guys. We're being upgraded. Let us know. How do you feel? Have you been through any new upgrades in your life? Have you got rid of anything that wasn't serving you, maybe in your diet or your lifestyle? Would love to hear from you guys. How is it over there in Cuba, Spain? I'm so jelly. I wish I was over there in Mallorca with you. I want to have some really good coconuts. How are the coconuts there? Let us know in the comments, guys. How are you doing? And Pascal, you wanted to see that iris, yeah? Or were
Please,
there more
yes.
questions?
No, that's it for questions.
Ooh, okay. Let me see. Share the screen. Can you see my screen okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Ooh.
this is Christina. She's given me permission to use her beautiful irises. This is her left eye, and it's so, so beautiful. She has blue eyes, and we notice there's some sulfur. Sulfur, it's really interesting. It tends to go, certain chemicals like certain tissues. So this kind of yellow, this can be sulfur. It also can be acute genetic weakness. So really her eyes are blue, even though they might be appearing on your screen as green. What color do you kind of see there? I have a bit of a reflection. These weren't the best photos. I had some trouble with my camera. We see some nerve rings. This indicates high levels of stress, autonomic nervous system, needing some support. We would give her some brain and nerve herbs, definitely supportive of that, and also support the adrenal glands. So you could see those rings there.
Where are those kidneys?
The kidneys?
Did you say this is a left eye?
This is.
Okay. So,
The left would be just left of 6 o'clock. So this is the kidney here. This lacuna indicates some genetic weakness. And she would also want to be aware that during detox, she could have some pain in the left kidney and also maybe in the leg. Kidney and adrenals very related to the legs. So these lacunas will close up with detoxification. This is the one I was the most concerned with, is just at 12 o'clock pretty much. That's the animation lifeline, this dark line here. And actually, other than the concern that I have, like the other side of that is that anyone with this weakness here tends to be like the most tapped in, like spiritual person. And she definitely is. She is a God woman, like a woman of faith, like not like religious, just like a knowing that there's this higher power supporting her on her journey. We all have a relationship to a higher power, and it tends to be more pronounced when we see a weakness there. Isn't that cool? In a way, the weakness actually forced you to become stronger, Christina. This is so, so cool, because spirituality is definitely a strength. Having faith that you're being looked after, like what could be better than that? Knowing that when there's adversity, that it's actually happening for your benefit, because we hold on so tight to the way things are. And we think we want this, but universe or God wants this for us. So often these things that we hold on to, it feels like agony letting go, right? But they're often stripped away so that we can up level. And what we want for ourselves is usually much lower than what's actually intended for us. We're intended for really big things. So yeah, this was something that really stood out to me with her, Iris.
So I have a comment.
Yeah.
Um, so that the top part of the eye is the brain, right?
Correct. So from 11 o'clock, it's like a clock, right, guys? So 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock. So from 11 to 1 is the brain. You also have some stomach and bowels in there as well.
And so the head sits on top of that. Is that the transverse colon? That's right below.
Yes, Pascal, look
Right.
at you with your iridology lesson. I love it.
It's because I know we've got nerves that go directly from the brain to the colon or your GI tract, and I suppose specifically the transverse, because the transverse is right where you have your abs. Is that correct there? It goes up.
I have a coloring book on anatomy, but I'm definitely not an expert.
Sorry, your heart, your solar plexus. It's right there, right?
Okay.
Maybe below the solar plexus.
Yes, I think you're right. It's interesting, hey? So if the head sits up top the bowels, what does that tell you guys? We really need to clean the bowels to drain the head.
Yeah.
And that's something that I'm really, really wanting to do for myself as someone coming from jaw, a degenerative condition in the jaw. I'm trying to close this now. How do I go back to not sharing?
So just a comment. So essentially, one thing I struggle with just detoxing is that I guess for me, the way my brain works is you do one thing at a time, right? But in detox, it doesn't seem like that works like that. It seems like you want to basically, you get to the kidneys, the adrenals, then you have your trunk or the GI tract, and I think I'm missing another. But essentially, you want to get into everything and sort of basically go back and do everything again to sort of loosen up everything to finally get those kidneys to filter. Is that the right way to think about detox? Kind of everything together and maybe focus here, a couple weeks, focus over there, and then sort of do a general detox, and then finally, is that the right way to think about this?
I mean, it's interesting that you bring this up because so many people have this question and they think they ought to be doing one thing at a time. Oh, this is my issue. I have skin issues, so I'm going to focus just on my skin. And have you healed somebody? Have you helped somebody heal with this exact issue? And of course, that's very logical to think that way. We really ought to think of it, though, that the body knows exactly what to heal. It goes to the worst thing first. It knows, and I know it because I've done it. It's experiential knowledge now, guys. 2015, I've been detoxing, okay, on and off, going with this journey. And yeah, my body knows, your body knows. So I mean, of course, there's some first things that we do. Like we definitely deworm people immediately. Like that's the first step. We put you on botanicals that will target, these microbials, these kind of harmful, like parasites, fungus. This is very important to tackle first, I would say. And focusing on the bowels, you're never going to go wrong. But to get the kidneys filtering, there are different techniques. And some people, they've been on high fruit and botanicals for years, and their kidneys will not filter. They're stubborn sometimes, it's been years and years they've been backed up, and now they're not ready to let go. They're not ready to filter. So we have some techniques for that.
But then wait, you'll start asking questions, and then you'll find out that this person is still having baked potatoes on Sundays, right?
You're dead on with that.
Not all the time, but
no, but it's true. The diet isn't always perfect. They've been on like lots of fruit, but that's different because they're still having potatoes,
right.
So
I guess, sorry, just sometimes that's all it takes. If your kidneys, you've done all this work, you've done this for years, and you still don't have filtration, then there's probably one thing somewhere that you're not looking at, and then you're not saying, the baked potatoes. And then as soon as you get that out, then success, perhaps.
Yeah. Well, dry fasting wasn't even part of Dr. Morse's protocols back in the day. Like, they never talked about it, and then Hildy, God rest her soul, she started just experimenting with just dry fasting. And she was the first one in our community to really start talking about this. And really, guys, like, if you just go even 12 hours dry every night, that's really all we suggest in our group. This group is more to support those that are already heavily on the journey to be with like-minded souls, and mainly to help people transition over to a more raw living food lifestyle of abundance, get people detoxing gently, and not to discriminate. Like, if somebody's still having potatoes or animal protein, like, you're so welcome here, guys. You're so welcome here. And we just transition you and help support you with where you're willing to go and where you're ready to go, because it's an emotional journey too. Like, Pascal and I have talked a lot in the past about emotional detox and stuff like this. Maybe you've catched some of our previous videos where we've kind of touched on it. I'd love to make that a whole topic one time, because that is a really interesting discussion, and to support people through the emotional aspect, it's really important. This is why people in the evening are having cravings. This is a very common issue, and this is why we're often going for that potato. It's emotional based. The parasite cleansing really helps with that, but also just to go back to the dry fasting for a second, like, we recommend just 12 hours every night. It's relatively easy. I mean, say 7 o'clock at night, you stop eating and drinking everything, and you just don't take anything in. And then at 7 in the morning, you can break that with your herbal tea, your herbal tinctures, and then start opening up your eating window as late as possible. We usually have you do juice and some fruits to break that fast. So even 12 hours a night could turn on the kidneys. There's some massaging you could do. There's the neurolymphatic points. We have a file in our group, neurolymphatic massage, that can really help to open the kidneys. There's a lot of things you could do. You can talk to your kidneys. Hey, beautiful ones, give them a little rub.
Yeah, they're back there.
Yeah. You've been doing all this work all these years. I love you. Thank you so much. Please filter for me now. Believe it or not, the mind and the emotions have a lot of control over your healing. So this has been so nourishing.
Kuba's responded to your coconut question.
Woohoo!
And he's saying that they're so the brown ones. I guess they leave them out in the store. They get rancid.
Oh gosh, yes, that happens here too.
Yeah, with a lot of the fruit too.
I actually found the best coconuts right now, Kuba. Holy Lord, not to rub it in. I mean, you are in Mallorca, so there's not much I can rub in. But here at the Big Carrot in Toronto. Holy Lord. I knew they were going to be good too, because I had bought in a brown coconut. We recommend coconuts, guys, if you're on a raw food lifestyle of abundance and you want to keep a bit more weight on. Maybe you're into bodybuilding or you don't want to lose your butt. That's what one of my clients was telling me recently. I was like, we love and accept our new bodies during detox, because the same diet that makes you lose weight later makes you gain weight. So just love and accept yourself as you are. But yeah, these brown coconuts, just say from a regular grocery store, I think I went to Loblaws, it was rancid, and I was so excited. I busted it open. I got the juice out. You know, you need a hammer. You need you got to set it all up and do it outside. And it's the whole thing. I remember loving doing this as a child. You know, my mom would bring home an older coconut, like one of those brown coconuts. And yeah, I'm nostalgic about it. And so I'm there and I'm excited. And then it's like, oh, the juice is like fermented, it's bad, you don't want to drink it, it's gonna make you sick. The meat was like purple. That's when you know that it's not good. It should be white. And so then I was at the Big Carrot natural grocery store, and I saw these really interesting like brown coconuts that are almost like white-ish. Now, I don't know if that means they've been bleached, but usually the carrot would not get anything in that's been through bleach, because you know the young coconuts that you get for the jelly, those are bleached. Those ones that are in that white shell, like they remove the husk and then there's that inner husk. Anyways, these were the aged brown ones that are usually furry and have the harder meat, the older coconuts. But they were this whitish, and I just knew, because I was like, okay, it's white, so the meat inside's gonna be really white. And yeah, we're blessed right now with these amazing coconuts. The water was delicious. Oh, raw food can be so fun, guys. Let us know, what are your preferences for raw foods? Let us know, what are you liking lately? I want to hear from you. We don't stay on too much longer. Hey, Pascal, maybe another like 5-10 minutes.
I just want to address coffee. Kuba said he let go of coffee.
Yay! Congrats, Kuba.
Bit of a headache, but he's on juices now. I'm also still on coffee, unfortunately. I am taking
Confession of the day.
Confession of the day, yeah. Let me tell you, coffee is super strong, and it's taken me a while to get off it. It's not, I don't feel good about having it every day, and it's more than one a day.
You're still loved, Pascal. You're still loved.
But the ideal, I do plan. So my plan is to get on green drinks, right? Fruit in the morning, get that green drink in at lunchtime, just because I know that I can sip on it and I feel that much better just on green drinks.
This question came up with Dr. Morse yesterday too, if I may interject.
Yeah.
So yeah, coffee, is highly addictive. It's not easy coming off. I remember when I came off it, I had to really titrate, they call it, right? Because you can get heavy detox reactions from going off of it. One woman yesterday, she's done everything perfect, like high fruit, but she just cannot get off the coffee, because the days when she didn't have it, she would get intense hip pain, like debilitating, like she couldn't walk. So there's headaches, there's physical pain, there's all this withdrawal you go through. So what I like to do with my clients, and this is what I did for myself in the beginning, was I went from a cup of coffee to an espresso. Espresso has half the caffeine to a cup of coffee. right? It's this
Really?
little thing. It's half the caffeine. You would think it's stronger, but it isn't. You can go to a really nice Italian cafe if you're weaning off coffee and just say, give me your best little, take a
Okay.
single or a double. Double just has extra water. You could even get an Americano, which is a shot of espresso with a bunch of water. And I believe the water would support you. It would help to neutralize some of that acidity. And then I went to matcha tea. And matcha is the highest grade of green tea. If you get the ceremonial, those are the little leaves they use in Japan in ceremony. This is a medicine. They would sit together, and the L-theanine content is very high. And that's a very calming amino acid that won't give you that, even though there's caffeine in matcha, the L-theanine will just balance it for you so that you'll have mental alertness, mental focus. You won't have that crash that you experience with just straight like coffee or espresso. Dr. Morse's advice was, get over to the heal all tea or the 7x7,
Yeah.
which is what we use in our group. There's different herbal teas. Do a no caffeine herbal tea, something you really like the taste of. He said something particularly high in calcium. I thought of rooibos. Rooibos lattes, so yum. You can froth some coconut milk or almond milk and have your rooibos tea. And he just was like, just sip on the tea, love. Like he knew she really needed it. You could see the dark circles, the kidneys, right? That's related to weak kidneys. And he was like, yeah, and just get on the teas. It's a hot tea, you're sipping this. And
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I've done it multiple times where I'm detoxing off coffee. Once, couple days in, the headache's gone, the detox gone, and you're back on the teas. You're the It's a hot drink. Uh, it's not that difficult once you've transitioned, right? But it's just the transition is difficult. Um, Actually
makes
doing
sense.
it is difficult. But once you're on it, there's so many things that you can add to what you're eating, right? Juices, teas. Um, I like to do these concentrates like
I love that
lemon,
you do
yeah,
those. Those are so
like
cool.
juicing ginger, right?
So
Maybe
cool.
adding a little bit of water because it's so strong. And I've got these little glass bottles, and I'll have them in my pocket. And then, hey, if I need a boost, I'll just take that. Take lemon juice with cayenne pepper. That'll warm you up,
Oh man, will that ever?
and it'll give you a nice kick. I like that, right?
So
Um,
good.
or you dilute them in water, and ah, you know, the other day I made a green drink. Uh, I like to keep things simple, so um, cucumber, celery juice, and then one tomato. I'd add so much to it, and then
Yum.
a whole bunch of cilantro in the juices.
Yum.
Just those. It's so good.
Oh my God, Pascal,
Uh,
it comes through that we ought to meet halfway between Toronto and Ottawa and serve up like really like an amazing elixir bar with like all this. We could
mhm.
even do shaga teas, like medicinal mushroom teas and elixirs, and just get people together in community. I think Lanark is kind of like, actually it's probably closer to you, but I don't mind driving. I mean, maybe I ought to come all the way out to Ottawa. We get a park
Sure.
permit and do something fun, do like a fruit feast for people. Like this is coming through that this ought to be done now. And,
Mhm. Mhm.
forget any like limiting beliefs like, oh, people won't come, or people aren't interested. Yes, they are, and they will. And what do you guys think? Drop in the comments. Would you want to come and hang out for the day? We could have a beautiful raw picnic and just elixir bar, and who knows, maybe like play some medicine music or do some meditation or forest bathing. There's so many fun things. So let us know, guys. Are you interested? And how can we serve you better? Is anybody still watching live? Anyone still here with us? You know, you're so loved and so appreciated. Thank you so much for being here and being on this journey, you know, this journey of vitality and well-being and taking our health into our own hands. You see
That's right.
anything there, Pascal?
Kuba just mentioned that he is first week. He's on day 8 of juice.
Oh my God. Yes, Kuba. You're doing it. Are you doing it with your friend Sasha from Toronto? I think that's her name. If I remember correctly, let us know. She's hosting a 21-day. There's more information in the group, in the Raw Reset group on that. Maybe she lets you join if you haven't joined from the beginning. Maybe she lets you join halfway. Who knows? I know that us detox people, just really appreciate community because we need it ourselves. Like, look, we're not perfect, you know, we're gradually changing. By the way, Pascal, have faith that it's going to be easy for you when you do come off the caffeine. It's like me. I had to be upgraded. Like, I literally had to sleep for hours and hours. The first day I had these cold and flu-like symptoms, like it knocked me out. Like I slept for 24 hours straight. I was like, what is that? I think I woke up once and like was like, am I going to be able to sleep tonight? And then sure enough, all through the night. And it made it easy for me to get off the cacao, you know, and even the spring reset really supported that too, even though I went right back to the cacao right after the spring reset. It's like sometimes, you know, universe, God, whoever you believe in, just makes it easy for you. So just have faith. It'll be easy, you know. Hopefully, crossing my fingers for you because I know you're a busy guy. You have lots on your plate, and of course, that little boost. You know, we all know what that's like. People who are eating animal protein know exactly what it's like. The minute they have their steak, I heard my neighbors all excited. Oh, come over, it's nice weather. I overheard them while I was meditating this morning. I'll throw on some steaks. And I thought, oh yeah, they're gonna get a little buzz from that. Because of all the norepinephrine that's stored in the animals' muscles when it gets killed, right? When you eat
you mean the trauma.
Yeah, excuse my language,
all those,
guys.
all those chemicals, all those
neurotransmitters, adrenaline.
all that adrenaline.
Here you go. Let's create a whole society that's overly stimulated and their adrenal glands. Like, I don't know one person that I've ever looked at their irises that their adrenals aren't down. So sending love to all of you on your journey, and no judgment here. You're also welcome here wherever you're at with your journey. Just, you know, be open. Let us know how we can help. A lot of the time we like to just provide complimentary service, and if you want to go deeper, just reach out. We're happy to offer coaching, and maybe we'll do some group coaching. Let us know if you guys are interested. Just drop a heart below and we'll know you're wanting group coaching sessions. So I'm so grateful. Any last thoughts, Pascal, or last words before we sign off for the day? I love how
I know I can find something, but nothing's coming to my mind. I think I'll just talk about what I always mention is you know, it's tough to stay grounded, and in my mind, if I can just find what grounds me at specific times, then that will support me in the detox, right? I'm someone who's spent years and years and years, overthinking things, planning things that never occurred because
well, what are the Buddhist monks practicing all day long, right? Clearing the mind. There,
Yeah.
you've been privy to this info that you don't need to overthink. It all works out.
Yeah, you just have to, and not be so perfectionist too, right? Because it's so easy to picture yourself there already, but to actually do it, it takes a lifetime, right? And it's okay. I'm starting to accept my body the way it is, which is so far from perfection
That is
and
beautiful.
and clogged up, so clogged up.
Yeah,
But that's okay because we're here to learn.
me
And
too. They removed the tonsils. Good luck
uh,
draining this head now, you know?
I mean, thank God, I'm grateful that I wasn't. Uh, thank God I didn't cross a doctor that said, "Oh, hey, let's take out your
Lymph nodes.
gallbladder since we're
Yeah.
there. Hey,
Yeah.
we're in there already. Let's take them out."
We're in there
What a
all.
crazy bunch, eh? What a crazy,
But
crazy bunch.
I love that you're letting go of perfectionism. It's amazing. And talking about grounding, that's very important. We're here to help you guys with that. If you're having any issues on a high fruit lifestyle of abundance and you're feeling a little bit like out there with the emotions, because ultimately we know the part of this life practice is don't get caught up in thoughts, don't get caught up in emotions and desires. You're more than those. And so we can help you with that. For me, one of the upgrades I've experienced is, I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I used cannabis since I was like 13 years old just to cope as a highly emotional being. I used this as a medicine like all my life, even when I didn't even know it was a medicine. And one of the upgrades I received is I have no desire or inclination for cannabis. It's been 2 weeks. I have not had any. I prefer, I feel like I'm grounded. I feel like I'm so in my body. And in fact, at this heart opening ceremony I went to yesterday, two different women approached me and were like, "You seem different. You seem very," one lady said I seemed very present and very clear. And the other woman actually was like, you're more grounded. So, hey, wait for the upgrades because they're bound to happen. Even if we hold on to everything we think is good for us, eventually they just get stripped away. So I
Mhm.
want everyone to be here in their body. This is such a gift, this presence, and we offer this to not only each other but to ourselves. And now when I look at my little baby photo, because I've done a lot of work with healing my inner child, I have an altar and I have my little baby photo. She looks at
Mhm.
me differently now. She
That's
looks at
awesome.
me with this love and respect and like, thank you, mama, for feeling everything. It's okay. Because when you look at babies, they go through waves of emotion. Doesn't bother us. We want to, oh, now I have to think about the emotion. Like,
Yeah.
it really takes us out of our body.
Well, on that, when you were talking about emotions, I said, okay, so I'm a okay, anger is not fun. You're never you're pretty much always in the wrong when you're angry. But I've over the past couple years I've allowed myself to feel the anger, and now when I'm angry, uh, I kind of embody the anger, which is
Amazing.
anger is not good, but there's an honesty to allowing yourself to feel the emotions. So now when I'm angry and I'm pissed off, I'm pissed off, okay? And I let people know if they ask me, but I'm not going to pretend that I'm not pissed off, right?
Very good. Very good.
So, but honesty's good. You see what I'm trying to say? Anger's not that great, but at least
Being honest
I'm
with
a
yourself about
yeah,
the emotion that's
exactly.
present. is amazing. And no
Because
one
then,
wants to go there. That's the hard
right.
part.
But then you allow yourself to feel the emotions so that you can overcome them, right? And then
Absolutely.
process them. So
Oh my God, you so are inspiring, Pascal. Where have you been all my life? I'm just so grateful you appeared. Like, guys, I just started doing these and I had faith. Thank God I'm a woman of faith, because I knew, I'm like, the right person that's supposed to support me with this is going to come along, you know? And the support I've received from Kuba and Candy, like some of you in this community, holy Lord, Christina, I just send you all so much love. Jessica, if you're watching, holy Lord, Diana, like all of you beautiful ones who've embarked on this journey for yourself, you've just inspired me so much. And you just show me that faith in my higher power is perfect. Like, this is what's necessary, is to know that you're all out there, we're all coming together, we're spreading this message of light and love and true healing together. So yeah, thank you so much, Pascal. Like, this has been so, so nice. I'm so happy you're tending to the questions, because like I don't see them on my end.
okay.
So must be my computer's old or something. But I thank you for your presence and your honesty and all your efforts in healing. And yeah, I can't wait for the next one. We come live again in a couple of weeks. Yeah.
Sounds good. Sounds awesome.
Woo! Okay, sending you so much love, and so much love to all of you who tuned in. And yeah, just let us know how we can serve you. If you want to go deeper, we're happy to provide private coaching. So just reach out, and yeah, lots of love to you on your healing journey. Keep up the great work.
Awesome. Well, I'll see you in a few weeks.
Bye. Yes. See you then.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.